Hi, my name is Nelia Igikale and I am from BSED English 2A, and today we are going to discuss about popular literature, its themes and genres. Well, what is popular literature? Popular literature includes those writings intended for the masses and those that find favor with large audiences. It can be distinguished from artistic literature in that it is designed primarily to entertain. That is popular literature. Well, what is the importance of popular literature? Popular literature encourages a lot of people to read. In my experience, when I was a boy and lived in a new country, I always read a lot of popular literature like comics, magazines, sci-fi stories in a book, because being in a new country is really hard because I wasn't able to make friends or I wasn't able to go out because I'm shy, and the language as well is really hard. We were living in Thailand that time, and when I read popular literature, I wasn't bored at all. I was amazed how the stories are made, how authors write those stories. And I really wonder how long is their imagination is. Because it is really huge. They have a huge imagination. That is my own experience regarding popular literature. And now, let us proceed to the genres and themes of popular literature. The first genre of popular literature is about romance. Romance, these stories are about a romantic relationship between two people. They are characterized by sensual tension, desire, and idealism. The author keeps the two apart for most of the novel, but they do eventually end up together in the end. Some examples of popular literature romance is The Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen and The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. The next genre of popular literature is about action-adventure. Action-adventure is about any story that puts the protagonist in physical danger, characterized by thrilling near misses and courageous and daring feats. Belongs to this genre. It is fast-paced, the tension mounting as the clock ticks. There is always a climax that offers the reader some relief. Some of the examples of action-adventure popular literature are Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Batman, Black Panther, those literary stories. The next genre of popular literature is about science fiction. This genre incorporates any story set in the future, the past, or other dimensions. The story features scientific ideas and advanced technological concepts. Writers must be prepared to spend time building new worlds and using genre-specific words. These are now the examples of genre-specific words in science fiction. First one is android. Android, from the Greek meaning of human or like a human. These are artificial life forms that are constructed to resemble a human and act like one. They can be made from any material, even organic, like flesh. Not to be confused with a golem, which is a magical equivalent. We are now going to discuss the clones. Clones, you can create a copy of any living being. Sometimes they can have all the memories of the original, or they can be given the memories of the original. This is how you bring a character from the dead without magic. Next one is the cyborg. These are part organic, part synthetic humanoid constructs. Famously, the Borg from Star Trek fall loosely into this category. The next one is Federation of Planets, a loose coalition of star systems in an alliance similar to the NATO or the UN. The next genre is fantasy. These stories deal with kingdoms as opposed to sci-fi, which deals with universes. Writers must spend plenty of time on world building, myths, otherworldly magical-based concepts, and ideas characterize these books. They frequently take cues from historical settings like the Dark Ages. The next one are the examples of genre-specific words in fantasy. First is Balor, Balrog, or Pit Fiend. From the fiery pits of hell to the acid swamps of the abyss, these mythological terrors are fallen angels bent on wanton destruction. They may rampage through the lands, or they may plod away for thousands of years, awaiting their turn to sow the seeds of destruction in a king's mind. The next are the dragons, the most overused, best monster in fantasy. Dragons are not really a monster. They are more intelligent than humans. They live for thousands of years and have immense magical and physical power. They can also be good or evil. The next one is the Ent or Trent, best known for not being hasty. These are living tree-like humanoids about 2 stories in height. They guard the forest and the nature. The next genre that we are going to discuss is speculative fiction. These stories can be created in worlds unlike our real world in certain important ways. These are also called supergenre. Other people deem speculative fiction as synonymous to science fiction. Not all science fiction and horror necessarily counts as speculative. Sci-fi are books which deal with things that could not possibly happen, while speculative fiction are books which deal with things that could really happen but just hadn't happened while the authors wrote them. The next genre is about mystery or crime. These are also known as wood units. The central issue is a question that must be answered, an identity revealed, and a crime solved. This novel is characterized by clues leading to rising tension as the answer to the mystery is approached. There are many subgenres in these categories. Next genre is historical genre. These fictional stories can take place against factual historical backdrops. Important historical figures are portrayed as fictional characters. The next genre is Western genre. These books are specifically set in the old American West. Plotlines include survival, romance, and adventures with characters of the time. For example, cowboys, frontiersmen, Indians, mountain men, and miners. Next is the family saga. This genre is about ongoing stories of 2 or more generations of a family. Plots revolve around things like businesses, acquisitions, properties, adventures, and family curses. By their nature, these are primarily historical, often bringing their resolution in contemporary settings. There is usually a timeline involved in these books. The last genre is about women's fiction. These plotlines are characterized by female characters who faces challenges, difficulties, and crises that have been a direct relationship to gender. This is inclusive of women's conflict with men, though not limited to that. It can include conflict with things such as economy, family, society, art, politics, and religion. And now, we are done discussing popular literature and its themes. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.